Every time your paycheck lands, you make a decision in the first 60 seconds that you never actually think through. Some of it goes somewhere useful. Most of it starts looking for a reason to leave. A new pair of shoes, a food delivery order, something you'd been waiting to buy anyway. You call this a lack of discipline. It isn't. It's a 100,000-year-old survival strategy firing exactly as designed, in a world that no longer needs it. For nearly the entire span of human history, there was no such thing as saving, because there was nothing stable to save. Anthropologist Kim Hill, who spent years living among and studying the Agra people of Paraguay, documented economies built entirely around the opposite instinct. When a hunt succeeded, the meat didn't get stored. It got shared, often within hours, across the whole camp. Because meat spoiled fast and hoarding it made no sense. The insurance policy wasn't a stockpile hidden away for later. It was the guarantee that when your hunt failed next week, someone else would feed you because you'd fed them today. Saving wasn't a virtue in that world. It was closer to a threat to the system that kept everyone alive. Your brain was assembled inside that logic, long before money, banks, or the concept of next month existed in any meaningful way. It never received an update. The clearest evidence for how deep this runs isn't ancient at all. It's from a study nobody would be permitted to run today. In 1944, physiologist Ansel Keys placed a group of conscientious objectors on a near-starvation diet for 6 months to observe what happened, and the results went far beyond the body. The men became consumed by food. They hoarded scraps, collected recipes for meals they had no plan to eat, and found their attention pulled toward hunger constantly, overriding almost everything else they tried to think about. Scarcity didn't just cost them calories, it rewired what their minds paid attention to, automatically, without permission. You are not starving, obviously, but a low bank balance, even briefly, can trigger a faint echo of that same alarm. Behavioral economists Daniel Kahneman and Amos Tversky spent decades mapping this kind of response, and one of their most cited findings is that a loss registers roughly twice as intensely as an equivalent gain. Leaving $50 unspent doesn't feel like $50 earned. It feels closer to $50 quietly slipping away right now in front of you, which means the irrational urge to spend the moment money arrives isn't irrational at all. It's your nervous system treating an unused resource as an active loss, because for most of history, an unused resource often was one: food that spoiled, shelter that someone else claimed, an opportunity that vanished by morning. There's a second layer to this that economist Richard Thaler spent years documenting under the name mental accounting. The way people treat money differently depending on where it came from or what mental folder it lives in, rather than treating every dollar as identical. A bonus gets spent faster than a regular paycheck of the same size, even though both buy exactly the same things. That's not a math error either. It's the brain still sorting resources the way it always has, by how urgent and how present they feel, not by their actual long-term value. So the discomfort you feel trying to leave a number untouched in an account isn't weakness, and it isn't a personal failing you need to white-knuckle your way through. It's an ancient system, tuned over hundreds of thousands of years to treat any idle resource as one you're about to lose, still running quietly underneath a modern economy it was never built for. Saving money doesn't come naturally to you because, for almost the entire history of your species, saving money wasn't a survival strategy at all. Spending it, sharing it, using it while it still existed, that was. Next time you open your banking app and feel that small itch to move the money somewhere, anywhere before it disappears, you'll know exactly what that itch actually is. Not a flaw. Just your ancestors, still waiting to hear whether tomorrow's hunt succeeds.